the portal that they spent millions of naira.
Don't you think it's an African? It's an African problem.
That's our number one problem in Africa: misplaced priorities. If you know any African country, if you know any other African country, just look straight into how our dealings look like. We have misplaced priorities in Africa. It's our number one enemy in Africa: misplaced priorities. Yes. We have how do you call it? We have timber. Mention them. I mean,
we have cocoa, we have coffee.
We have. No, I just want to learn on that, but we still have to import toothpick.
Yeah.
Is this not misplaced priorities?
We even import zero.
Lord have mercy. You hear an African politician say things from their manifestos, and you ask yourself, "Hey, Mr. Man, don't you know we serve a living God?
One district, one factory.
Lord have mercy.
One child, one computer.
Lord have mercy."
Studios 2 TV.
It's another wonderful day right here on Studios 2 TV, and I am Ni Amate Kwabena Jeremiah, Kobije for short. This is the Loud Lounge, another edition for you, myself, everybody watching, to sit, discuss matters of the nation, matters that will improve our lifestyles, matters that will bring money to our pockets. Not what people are doing out there. You understand? When I say what people are doing out there, you understand. You know where I'm coming from. Matters that would help improve our day-to-day activities. This is the Loud Lounge. Stick and stay. Let me take a turn. When I come, we zoom into matters of today.
Studios 2 TV. The truth is here in your eyes.
Welcome back from that break, and as I told you earlier on, a lot has been happening in the country and beyond. And you know, when we sit here, it's all about social, political shows or issues that are trending in and around the country. That's what we sit to discuss. And today, I am glad to be joined here by my one and only guest and partner. Partner, did I say partner? Yeah, partner. The Grandmaster.
Mr. Kobe,
what's up? What happened?
Cool, right?
Everything cool.
Safe and
you know, as we sit there, then we for fire.
Very, very necessary. Very necessary.
It's very necessary because there are a whole lot of things that are going on in this country that if we don't speak as youth there, it would really go a long way to harm us.
Definitely.
You understand?
Definitely.
So, as we are seated today, we are turning away from Ghana to take a swap or see what's happening in Nigeria. A whole lot of things has happened over the weekend since Saturday when they started their election. But before the election, there has been a whole lot during campaign, pre-election activities, and then the main election itself, and then the aftermath of the election. We were here when election started on Saturday. They gave time from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 in the afternoon where election took place, and we got to know most people could not partake in the election due to one or two things. So the election had to be extended to Sunday, and Sunday there was another election. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday there was no declaration, Tuesday there was no declaration. Only Wednesday we had a declaration that Tinubu Ahmed, the flag bearer for APC party, has been declared president-elect for Nigeria for the next coming years. And I am here, as I said, with Grandmaster Grand. So let's look at the Nigeria election. I know you have been following the story.
Definitely.
Before the elections, during the campaign season, the calmness, the activities that took place, what can you say about Nigeria as a country and then their election?
Well, Nigeria is a democratic state like ourselves here in Ghana. And first and foremost, regardless of the outcome of the election, I would want to congratulate them for a peaceful election.
Okay.
Regardless of election malpractices we keep hearing and we keep seeing online, we would have to congratulate them for being able to run election very, very smoothly, because over here in Africa, it's not easy to operate elections smoothly.
Okay.
You understand? And I, for one, I was of the opinion that because of this whole end SARS chaos and what we were seeing back, I think 2 years ago, I was very worried for them.
Yeah.
So
the shootings and killings.
Regularly, I was in contact with my Nigerian brothers and sisters and asking them, how are things going on? How are things running in your neighborhood? Do you have police? And no, they were like, oh, everything is running smoothly. But I think there is a problem in Africa.
Okay.
There's a very big problem in Africa. I, for one, has always had the opinion that the age for a civil servant, for a civil servant or a government personnel coming to pension should be applied to presidency too.
Okay, can you break it down for?
Let me break it down.
Yeah.
So we know in some institutions when you turn 60 years, you are coming to pension.
Okay, yeah.
Don't you think, or don't you deem it fit that it should be applicable to presidency too?
Why are you saying this?
Yes. So the bigger question is, why do we come to pension when we turn age 60? That's the bigger question.
So it's believed you've gotten to a stage where you don't have the strength to work again.
Yes. That is the time. And age is catching up with you.
Yeah.
At the age 60, you would have to have time for yourself. I think we should really, really pay attention to what I'm telling you this very day. Listen, at age 60, over retirement. But at age 60, you can still run for presidency. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, I get where you are coming from.
So, if I can have a 70-year-old president, and you tell me that a 70-year-old president can still run the country smoothly, and is still up and running to deal with affairs concerning governmental issues, why then do I have to retire at 60 years?
So that should tell you these are some of the challenges we are having as a nation, and more reason why even in Ghana, when you retire at age 60, you can still go and be a security man somewhere, you can be a clerk somewhere, you can even be a manager of a small company somewhere.
You see, but one thing I noticed about this Nigerian election was the turnout of the youth.
Okay.
Massive turnout.
Yeah.
Massive turnout. I was just a bit disappointed that their preferred candidate didn't get the nod.
So let me bring it to you. Who would you have, or who were you rallying for?
Well, from where I'm sitting, I have reviewed some of the policies. I haven't really gone through all of them, but I have reviewed some of the policies of both parties. That's the president-elect, Mr. Tinubu, and Mr. Peter Obi.
Okay.
I believe that with youthful exuberance and age on the side of Peter Obi, I was rallying for Peter Obi. So
you mentioned Tinubu and then Peter Obi. What of Atiku and Rabiu?
I wasn't buying into their whole. You see, I was really concerned because Tinubu's party is the government in power.
They are the ruling party currently.
You get it?
Yeah.
Tinubu's party was the government in power. Mr. Atiku's party is more or less like the heaviest opposition party in Nigeria. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I was thinking, okay, from a freshest point of view, if these two political parties are the reason why each and every 4 years we keep experiencing difficulties, why not have a new stand of or a new person coming so we can see their point of view too?
Sure. So I think that is one thing Ghanaians, I suggest Ghanaians should also look up to. It's high time we do away with the NDC and the NPP and also get a new face into the presidential seats.
Not just a new face.
As people have said.
A vibrant young new face.
Okay.
I am tired of having to watch television and see my president sleep online. I am tired of having to go to YouTube and see our presidents being mocked.
So coming to that, you know, the trolling has started
already
on Twitter for Tinubu, where there are pictures of him sleeping in parliament, pictures of him sleeping at meetings and stuff.
I mean, I want a president that can ride a bicycle.
Okay.
A vibrant president.
Okay.
A president that will need 40 to 30 motorcade or convoys to travel from Accra to Kumasi.
A president who can actively work.
Up and doing.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean, security concerns are very, very necessary.
Very necessary.
You understand? But then, sometimes you would have to ask yourself, I mean, who is coming to harm the president? Who in their right senses would want to harm the president?
Sure. Grant, let's continue. Looking at the campaign period, how peaceful the Nigerian campaign system has been. I think this has been the first time we've had quite a peaceful campaign in Nigeria.
It all goes down to the fact that the youth were running for change.
So this time around, most of the youth were behind Peter Obi.
Of course.
And then so these two parties had to divide the old age.
We saw how they massacred Lagos.
Yeah.
And Lagos is like the Ashanti region for the ruling party.
And I'm surprised after all this, they still lost.
You see, I followed some of the manifestos that were put out by the INEC, the Electoral Commission of the Nigerian Federation. So this was my problem. Before the whole election thing began, they were putting out messages across that they would be putting some of their votes online.
All the votes.
They have an online portal.
So it's a new system they introduced.
There were a whole lot of talks, and I for one I was even bashing the Ghanaian Electoral Commission that, I mean, this is genuine. This is something we should learn. We shouldn't just sit down and say, yeah, passenger, we know how to run our things, so we will just sit back and not learn anything.
But don't you think we would learn since Jin Mensah was there?
Please. See, let's talk about Nigeria. It was a yardstick. It was a template. It was something that I was hoping would have worked for the Nigerian electoral people, because looking at the whole process, I mean, who wouldn't want their whole coalition and stuff to be online for everybody to see? I wouldn't have to be calling Kobe J. Lagos, how far?
Free and fair.
Kaduna, how far?
Yes.
I would just take my phone and go and I log into the portal, then I would have to see everything going on online. You understand? But to my utter dismay, the portal that they spent millions of naira. The portal that they spent millions of naira.
Don't you think it's an African problem?
That's our number one problem in Africa: misplaced priorities. If you know any African country, if you know any other African country, just look straight into how our dealings look like. We have misplaced priorities in Africa. It's our number one enemy in Africa: misplaced priorities. Yes. We have how do you call it? We have timber. Mention them. I mean,
we have cocoa, we have coffee.
We have. No, I just want to learn on that, but we still have to import toothpick.
Yeah.
Is this not misplaced priorities?
We even import zero.
Lord have mercy.
It's normal. It's normal. So this is still the Loud Lounge, and I'm here with the Grandmaster. We're looking at Nigeria election, the positive and negative effect or benefits we could gain as a nation, Ghana. So Nigeria is quite bigger than Ghana. Nigeria is larger than Ghana so many times, but still they have been able to conduct a peaceful election. It's been peaceful. It's been very peaceful. We don't know if the aftermath is going to be riots or what, and it has been, aside the fact that it has not been fair and free as speculated, we still believe it has been a very nice one. Grant, let's come to the election itself. Now, looking at the number of people who came out to partake in the vote, it's quite poor. Very, very poor.
I mean, it's safe to say that people are actually realizing that you don't need a government to be able to enjoy a country.
Okay.
I mean, over the years, it's an African political thing. Over the years, they will come with their heavy manifestos to come and raise your hopes, to come and preach. They will come and build castles in the air. They will come and they will preach about things that, I mean, even Jesus Christ would wonder how they will perform it. It's an African thing. I tell you, you hear some of these men speak and you ask yourself, hey, don't you fear God?
Yes.
You hear an African politician say things from their manifestos, and you ask yourself, hey, Mr. Man, don't you know we serve a living God?
One district, one factory.
Lord have mercy.
One child, one computer.
Lord have mercy. You understand? So some of these things, they go on for a while, then you start to you start to ask yourself, is it even necessary for me to go and vote? Because it looks like all politicians are birds of the same feathers.
Yeah, all of them.
So I, for one, I was very, very disappointed when Peter Obi didn't get a nod. Because
we would come there. That is our main discussion for today. We would come there. We would want to know what your personal take on the announcement or the declaration after that period of time where election has been ended, but still declaration was not made. And then finally, when declaration came, people had already believed the INEC was doing everything possible for APC and then Tinubu to win. And truly, it came out like that. So what's your personal take? And we will be speaking online with Chief ChukuEmeka who is the president of Nigerians Traders Association here in Ghana. So let's know your take on the announcement, the declaration.
This is my problem with elections in Africa. We like to do certain things certain ways. I don't know whether we think people enjoy the fact that we are keeping them in suspense. I don't understand why this thing continuously keeps happening. You have conducted a free and fair elections, so to say. Over a period of time, my worry for Africa has been the way we choose to declare our election results. Okay. It looks like it's a practicing thing now in Africa. You see that we are waiting till dawn. I mean, if people won't accept the result, it doesn't matter the time you declare the results.
Okay, Grant, hold on to that. We are joined on the line by Chief ChukuEmeka, the president of Nigerians Traders Association. Honorable, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's evening, brother. How are you, sir?
Fantastic, graced by God. Yourself?
Yeah, God is that most. Thank you.
We thank God. So finally, the elections has come to an end in Nigeria, and then declarations has been made where Tinubu Ahmed has been declared president-elect of the Nigerian state currently. As the president of Nigerian Traders Association, let's take it from before the election, campaigning for the election, during the election, and then the results. How did it go for you?
All right, thank you very much. Nigeria election 2023, before the election, we know that it's going to be make or break, because we are expecting a lot of things to happen. One of the things that we want to happen is to elect a leader that will lead Nigeria into better life. It has never been bad like this in my life. I will be 50 this year. God helping me.
Amen.
We are so happy to think that Nigeria will get better when the civilian government take over from the military. Unfortunately, after the death of Yaradua, Ken Jonathan, we thought that Jonathan government or the PDP then were very corrupt and we needed change. And the slogan then was change. And knowing how and what His Excellency President Buhari or former president then has done, everybody thought that he will complete his ambition when he was a military head of state and the discipline they brought to Nigeria. So we were like, okay, fine, he would do fine. I remember, and I've said it in one program, that after he was sworn in, the army was sent to Meduguri, close to Sambisa Forest. And I was so happy that I know that the problem of insecurity have stopped. But my brother, as we speak, it have never been worse like this before. Very bad. So by the end of his tenure, the ruling government went to Congress. I expected that the vice president may come up as a flag bearer because we know him, we know his antecedents, we know his kind of person. Unfortunately, Senator Ahmed Tinubu emerges as the candidate of APC. That's when we know there's a trouble and the fire is in the mountain. PDP have to bring Atiku, who used to run for a long time, former vice president.
Yeah.
And it was then his former running mate, which was His Excellency P2B, now joined Labour and declared his interest. Initially, he was actually campaigning for getting a slot with the PDP. But I think he just saw something that made him to leave. He knows what he saw.
Oh, okay.
It was then that obedient movement was born. The reason of the obedient movement is that, you know a man by what he said, what he do, and what he give. Obi have been a former governor of Anambra State, and his antecedent is there. You can go and verify. That was what he used to say. Go and verify. And he said that he minimized the cost of governance. Go and verify. He minimized the insecurity. He does this, he does that. Go and verify. And he said after his leadership as a governor of Anambra State, there's nothing like S-Gratia. Go and verify. It was what started catching attention of people, and the obedient family was born and will become very strong. Even I launched one of the support group in Ghana in 18th December, the day we played the final World Cup matches.
Okay.
We really supported Obi to win because we trusted that he's younger, he has the capacity, he can reduce the cost of governance that is actually the problem of Nigeria. The politicians took us for granted and they spend or waste a lot of money on themselves. And they'll be promised that he's going to stop those things. The first thing you do is to find out that the oil Nigeria produce, large quantity went to some people in the government unknown. And he raised that issue. And they gave a contract to a security group, and they find out there's about 48 pipe connected to NNPC pipe, where anytime there's a crew, they're pumping it, they're siphoning it. One oil ship was arrested and they burned it. My brother, if you arrested a thief, do you have to kill it? Is it not to put it for investigation? Yeah. But they burn that ship just to close the whole matter. That is not our problem now. The state of Nigeria had been in a very terrible mess, and we needed somebody to help us to change things into good governance. And imagine of Obi as a Labour Party presidential candidate give a lot of Nigerian hope. And that is why all the youth supported him. Before the election, don't forget, the student was on the lecturers went on strike. The student was hoped for 8 good months. Nigeria is the only place in the world where you cannot study any course for the exact years that you're supposed to study it. Sometimes if you are doing a course that will take you 4 years, by 6 years, you are still writing your project. We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. On the election time, where Obedient was not given any chance, they said we are 4 people, we are a social media group, we are this, we are that. For the first time in the history of Nigeria election, the turnover was so high physically, but eventually it was the lowest turnover they have in the history of our election. And that surprises everyone. The reason was that because they struggle with getting money to buy vote, they now have to destroy Obi's votes to reduce the turnover so that they can make use of theirs. But just like he said this afternoon, Labour Party and the Bidati won that election, and he's going to prove it. And all of us will have proofs. Now we're waiting for the Supreme Court or whichever court to decide, which will be another record. And all of us are waiting. Good thing is that obedient movement is a movement that have a great people with interest of Nigeria at heart. They're not just people who is looking for something to put in the stomach. No. Obedient movement are people who is, in fact, in the middle class that the politicians have scrubbed out of Nigeria with their wickedness. Because, my brother, if you are working in a bank, in a insurance company, and some of us traders, your salary cannot take you anywhere. That is how the politicians have made it. You can come out in a day, all of a sudden, there's no petrol. You can come out, can you imagine? I traveled last Thursday, I reached the airport, I needed to take money. I have no paper because when we returned, they said they're changing the currency. My wife was panicking, women, he just said whatever we have to be changed. And I wasn't having even peso. So I said, okay, my mind is that if I get the dollar, they can change me naira. When I went to the following Peru, they says they have no cash. They have to give me transfer. And even this transfer is going to take 40 minutes that I should go. My brother, I don't have choice. I have to take the receipt and leave because I'm going to another airport. And I have to go to that airport and wait for more than 2 hours before the money finally arrives. When it arrives, how can you assess it now? I'm sorry to say this, and I don't want to cry because I'm an elderly person.
Okay, Chief.
I have to spend money to get naira.
Wow.
I pay 13 to get 10.
Wow.
They have never been as bad as this. And if we say now, the politicians will say, don't say, you are destroying our country. We're not going to keep quiet. The votes that are still, we're not going to shut our mouth up. Let it be heard in everywhere. That the ruling party stole this election, and we have proofs. They change the result everywhere. They change the figures everywhere. There's a lot of the government. In fact, as we speak now, there is the majority leader of the House of Representatives is now in police custody, alleging that he was involved in burning another party office, killing 3 people on it,
killing
and wounding so many others.
Yes.
Can we continue living in this kind of situation and this kind of world? No, not at all.
Okay, Chief.
We cannot continue
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. But we have a lot. You've said a lot in a very few minutes. But let's still come to you. As you mentioned, Peter Obi today addressed the media, and he clearly stated that he won the election. But you have hit it again, saying you are waiting for the Supreme Court. Is it that the results has been taken to the Supreme Court already, or a case has been filed against the results that were declared?
Yes, before the results was declared, we protested that what is coming to the INEC was false. For instance, the reason they caught us unaware was the fact that INEC had a lot of education on how the voting will happen. And that is why that they introduced VVAX. That is like a software that they claim that it will minimize fraud in the voting pattern. And the understanding we have is that immediately you are verified and you voted, it goes to the server.
Yeah.
In fact, there's some machines that send on the pictures that you see that when you touch it, it will mark green. We thought that is what we're going to see.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when we went there, there is some kind of screen that shows that to be the BVAC, And a lot of young people that were given those machines didn't know how to even operate it. I was in a polling unit, not knowing, they gave her two, and she didn't know that they loaded it from A to I and J to Z. So when you name start from maybe P, it can hold the one that ended in I, and they will look at it and say your name is not there.
Okay.
It was after some while that we realized that there's two machines are having different alphabetical arrangement.
All right.
Which some people came back. There's a man who said he couldn't go back to check, but all the same,
Yeah.
we are lucky we were able to find that. Now, INEC promised that immediately the voting and counting was done, they would picture or scan the result and send to their server. And you know how, like everybody does, they say, okay, they have generated app, so you can go to Google Play or iOS and download it, which I myself, I did. Throughout the election, that app never opened.
Wow.
Even the first that started to download it, I registered, finished, they said, you cannot go through, I should wait. And I keep on because I'm somebody, I don't give up easily, so I continue until they now agreed to register me. But nothing opens. I was surprised yesterday when I touched it and it was open. Now, what happened? INEC, you announced that you have done the mock, but everything is working perfect. Why is it that it was the day of election that your server breakdown?
But Chief, let me check this in. Was the app free, and was it created by a Nigerian developer?
Pardon?
Was the app free to download?
You asked whether it's free?
Yes, please.
Yes, it's free to download. You don't pay any money.
And was it created by a Nigerian developer?
You know, I may not know about that. I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Whatever I'm going to say is maybe hearsay, which may not make too much difference.
Okay.
But I know that the app was purchased from outside the country. But there's a link of allegations that of course, you know, this thing is the party in power. They also went and purchased a similar thing, you know, to do whatever, because they will tell you that, oh, we're going to use it for our control room. But they're only looking at a way of merging it, and they can use it to generate whatever thing they want. But that is not even the issue now.
Yeah.
So I don't know who.
Okay. But Chief, there have been similar cases in some African countries where election results has been taken to court. Where election... Hello, Chief.
Yeah, I'm here, sir.
Yeah, there have been similar cases where election results has been contested in courts, but after the ruling and everything, it still remained as the Electoral Commission had sent out. What is the fate of Peter Obi in this state that he is going to win from the High Court?
All right. To be sincere with you, if the court changes anything, it will be a miracle. But do you know one thing? It will not end until right thing is done. Because just like I said, if I have to give you a topic of this discussion, I tell you, we cannot continue like this.
Yes.
What is going to happen is that Nigerians will contest it in anyhow and anywhere. Because if we continue this way, it will affect everybody, including Ghana. The politicians have taken us for a ride. And a good thing is that the obedient family is being controllable. And if you watch the people who listen to Peter Obi, you know that he is the real leader. Okay. Listen, we did not force them not to appease or attract people to vote for them. They can destroy our own number and use their own number. Since we have, there's a video that I just watched before you called me. 2, there's a lady who is in charge of about 12 polling stations. Election did not hold there. She went to the INEC office to return her result sheet, and those areas have been declared already. Meanwhile, she's never reached that area. She still have whatever is from 8 or from whatever they call it with her. There's other place, the same from 8 was found in the bush. They have changed it and use another one and submit the wrong result. This one is not matter of now printing, which is a normal election reading. We know that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
That's what normally happens. But these days, because of the youth participation, most of the places did not get such chance to do that printing. Therefore, now result in changing figures. Whenever they treat some of the INEC returning officer, whichever level they are, from local government to the state, are being threatened by the governors and all these House of Representatives and the senators, and even give them a kind of death threat. Listen, they are not more than us. They are richer, but they are just few. How many senators in my state? Only 3. How many of us? We over 1 million or 2 million people. By the time they finish us, we get to hold on him.
Okay.
So,
Right.
My brother,
Okay.
this will not
Yes.
continue this way. We can't continue this way for the future of our children. They will say we didn't do anything. No, we're going to find it.
Thank you.
Fight it.
Thank you very much, Chief ChukuEmeka Nnaji. I think if we would want to speak on this matter, we could speak like the whole day and we wouldn't come to a conclusion. But I am very grateful for your time, and then we would call on you in case we need any more updates on the Nigerian election and the Peter Obi situation. Thank you very much, Chief.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you to your listeners.
So that was Chief ChukuEmeka Nnaji, President of Nigerian Traders Association here in Ghana. Grant, you heard him.
Yeah.
He spoke a lot.
Yeah, he made so much sense. He made so much sense. You see, you can fool the people for some time. You can't fool them all the time. Everyone has their limit. When you push people to their limit, they'll push back.
Yes.
That's what he was saying. There are about 1 million people in his Senate. And the men in charge are only 3.
Yeah.
So do the maths.
Grant, in this situation, Nigeria, the youth has decided or declared March 11 for a protest. One word. We are almost running out of time. One word. For Nigeria, one word for obedient, one word for INEC.
For my fellow Nigerian brothers and sisters, your push for democratic governance has been seen. Your push for your voice to be heard has been heard all over the world. The youth of the Nigerian Republic has done a fantastic job. For Peter Obi, keep the faith. I believe there is a saying, your good works will speak for you. On that very day, whatever evidence you have, you bring it forward. Even if there is a way that the justice system suppresses your issue, I think the world will fight for you. To my fellow obedience, because I'm a Peter Obi person.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's nice.
Yes, of course.
That's nice.
I value youth, youthful exuberance. The vision is with the youth. Play it safe. Play it safe. Because there are bad men amongst you. Oh, yes. But whilst we are at it, I hope Ghana is learning a lesson from this too.
All right. So Grant has said it all. He hopes Ghana is learning 1 or 2 things from this. And I believe that is why our EC chair, Jane Mensanana, was sent there to be an observer.
I forgot to add the INEC.
Yeah.
Disgraceful, distasteful, shameful.
That is why I said yeah, because I knew where you were going to hit.
Yes.
I knew you were going to hit them.
Whoever is in charge should have sleepless nights.
So the INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, Mr., has been called on by the PDP and the LP, the Labour Party, and then the PDP party heads.
Mr. Mahmoud, how do you sleep at night?
To resign.
How do you sleep at night? Do you think your children are proud of you? Do you think your children are proud of you? Running a country like Nigeria into chaos. How do you sleep at night? You are playing with the feelings of Nigerian voters. May the good Lord we worship have mercy on you.
May the good Lord we worship have mercy on you, says Grandmaster to Mr. Mahmoud Yakubu, INEC chairman, Nigeria. And this is where time will permit us on the Loud Lounge. My name has been Ni Amate Kwabena Jeremiah, Kobije for short. And we spoke to Chief ChukuEmeka Nnaji, president of the Nigerian Traders Association here in Ghana. And I have been doing this with Grandmaster here in the studio. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, leave a comment, subscribe. Let's know your take on this Nigeria issue and how Ghana is going to be affected, or what you think of the 2024 upcoming Ghanaian election. Until then, see you same time when we meet. Bye-bye.
Studios 2 TV. The truth is here in your eyes.